Indeed tutorial for beginners full guide. In this video, we are going to be talking about Indeed and how you can use this incredible platform. Okay, so we're back with yet another tutorial. And Indeed, as we all know, is a usable platform where you can get any type of job that you need. Okay, so wherever you're working from in your country, you can start finding jobs for yourself using Indeed, and I'm going to give you strategies that will help you get good jobs. And we're going to be getting closer and closer to the mission on how you can basically educate yourself to use Indeed better. So you can know, help, and get good jobs. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into Indeed by coming to Indeed.com. Now, Indeed works in different countries, like even with the statistics and everything, each country has different statistics. And, it's one of the number one job getting sites worldwide. Okay. It has 4.5 million job listings added to Indeed each month in the US. And now, while Indeed is a great tool, it is also fact that it's stressful to look for a proper new job or a basic career decision because it's quite big residential change and change in working hours. Your boss changes, responsibilities change, home foreclosure, mortgage, loan, retirement, etc. All those things are looked at in Indeed when you're looking for a job. Okay, all these factors are not shunned. Okay, so what we're going to do to get a good decent job is we're going to come over to Indeed.com and we're going to be getting the basic stock info over here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you through the sign up process, and then we're going to get into the main looks of the basic looks at Indeed. So firstly, what we're going to do, we're going to come here and click on sign in. Now, once you click on sign in, what it does is it brings you here where it says ready to take the next step. All right. So you could either continue with Google, continue with Apple, continue with your Facebook, or just add an email address. So I'm going to go with the email address. Obviously, you can go ahead and just use your Gmail. If you want to, that's totally dependent on you. Then you're going to come over to password, add the password that you think looks good. And once that is done, you can simply go ahead and create an account. But if you are employing someone, you're going to go ahead and add the password, obviously. But if you are not employing, instead you are looking for a job, what you're going to do is you're going to go to wait. I am a job seeker. Okay, this is where you need to go. Okay, so we're going to go to wait. I am a job seeker. Now you're going to create your account. Okay, so a job employer is basically the boss. An employer is basically you're going to be the boss and you're going to be employing people to your job. A seeker is a person who's looking for a job. All right. So now it says, let's start with the basics. Where are you located? So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and give them your address, etc. But before that, what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and verify your email. You need to verify that it's not any spam email or anything like that. You have to verify that it's an actual email. So we're going to do just that. So once I have verified my email, I'm going to go ahead and reload the page. And once we reload the page, we're going to see that our email is now verified. All right. Now, what we're going to do over here is we're going to give them our city or state. So let's say I'm going to go with Kansas. Okay. You can add any postal code that you want, any type of look. So that all depends on you, obviously. Then once you do that, you're going to add in a postal code. And you can also let them know if you're interested in remote work. Okay. That is also an option on the table when you're working with a software like this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on continue from here. Now, once you click on continue, what it does is it takes you to the next onboarding section. We're simply going to wait for it. And as you wait for it, it brings you to this. What's the minimum pay that you're looking for? All right. So you're going to want to go ahead and let them know. So the minimum pay I'm looking for is this much. Okay. And, the pay period, obviously, it could be per month, per week, per hour, etc., whatever you want. You could go ahead and add your lookout. Now, once you do that, what you can do is you can go ahead and get desired job titles. So, cashier, cook, nurse, etc. Let's say I'm going to go with voice over. Okay. And once we do that, we're going to click on view jobs. And what it does is it starts adding the jobs for us. So as you can see, it goes ahead and brings you to the job feed. Now, this is where you're going to start finding jobs. But before finding jobs, also do know this that there's also different things that you can get for Indeed, like an Indeed plugin. Now, what is an Indeed plugin? This is basically an Indeed recruiter extension where you can unlock the power of Indeed from any web page with their sourcing and recruiting tools right at their fingertips. Okay. So this recruit extension is much better and it gives you better hiring if you want to. Like, as you can see, these things, these are the recruiter extensions. So obviously this is something that you're going to want in your repertoire because it just works incredibly and it gives you a wide range of features to get ahead of and get an idea into basically. All right. Now, once we have talked about that, let's go ahead and talk about uploading or building your resume. Okay. So, when it comes to uploading a whole resume, what you can do is you're going to go over here to your profile. And once you go to your profile, it is going to obviously ask you to upload a resume like this. So, upload a resume or build an Indeed resume. Now, a lot of people usually go ahead and upload their very own resume because I have my own resume as well. So I can simply go ahead and create my very own public resume. But if you don't have a resume and you want to create a proper resume, not only for Indeed, but generally, then you can just click on build an Indeed resume. And what Indeed does is it gives you a good portfolio according to the information that you add in it. And once you've added that information, it actually creates you a portfolio that you can use in your future days as well. So these are the things that you're going to want to keep an idea of when you're working with softwares like these. All right. So what you're going to do is, in this case, choose whatever type of resume builder you want to go with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead with build an Indeed resume to give you an idea of how the resume actually looks. Obviously, I have a resume to upload, but that wouldn't be any fun if I don't show you how the Indeed resume builder works. So I'm going to go ahead and add my first name, last name, and click on continue. Now, once you do that, it asks you for your phone number. So if you want to add your phone number, you can do that, or you can simply click on continue. Now it says, where are you located? So you can obviously change your country accordingly to yourself if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and add my very own country over here. So here we go. Now, once you've added your country, you're going to add in your address. And once you add in your address, you're going to click on continue. And once you click on continue, it asks you for your educations and it gets into the specifics like level of education, field of study, school names, city, state, from, to, etc. So, you're going to add different levels of education. So let's say I'm going to go to master's. Okay. Study till master's. Field of study. I'm going to go with my field of study personally, which is computer science. Okay. And once we've added that, then you're going to add your school name. So I'm going to add mine, which is Beacon House. Okay. And once you have done that, what you're going to do is you're going to add your city or state. I'm going to add mine. There we go. Then it says time period. So if you're currently enrolled, you can go with that, or you can skip over to from. Okay. So enrolled from August, and we're going to go with the year 2013 to, let's go with August, or wait, June of 2020. Okay. So we're going to add those details and we're going to click on save. And this basically saves our education. And you can also go ahead and add more educations. You don't just need to add one. You have more options to do so by simply clicking on add another education. So you can add as many if you want. And, it totally depends on your style of approaching these things. How do you want people to approach your experience? So I'm just going to go ahead and skip and we're going to come over to add work experience. So now you're going to add if you've done actual work. So let's say job title, I'm going to go over with coder. Okay. So senior software programmer. Okay. Once we do that, we're going to go to company and the company is dev tech. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it that name. Now, once we've added that name, we're gonna go with the city and state again. Whatever city you're working at, you're gonna do that. Now, the time period again, if you're currently working here, you can simply add I currently work here. So I'm gonna go with I currently work here from let's say October of the year 2021. All right. Then we have the description where you can let them know more details about your job experience. What do you do? What exactly you do? What do you manage? What do you lead, etc. So once you've added those details, click on save. And now we have work experience as well. So from here on out, you're going to click on continue. And here it says, what are some of your skills? So, let's go ahead with customer service. I'm going to go with organizational skills. I'm going to go with Microsoft Office. Let's go with communication skills, leadership, administrative experience. You can also go ahead and write whatever you want by yourself. So let's say I'm going to go with the coding. We have programming. Okay. We can also go with hardware design, etc. Whatever you want, you can add it over here. And once you've done that, you're going to click on continue. Now, once you click on continue here, it says what certifications or license do you have? So if you've, completed any course and got a certification or you've gotten any license as a senior officer, you can give that down over here for people to actually get a reference of or an idea of. So let's say I have a certification for coding. If you do, you can add that. If you have a certification for programming, you can add that, etc. Just write in the whole name, click on continue, and that should be good to go. And once you have done all of that, you're going to come to continue again. And here it says, is your resume ready? Which basically means that it gives us a general idea of how the resume looks now. Okay. So here we can see John Leahy. They have my email address. And once we come down here, I didn't really add a summary to myself, but you can add that over here if you want to. It gives us our work experience, our education experience, our skills, certifications, and licenses. And if you want to add more sections like awards, languages, links, military service, patents, publications, etc., you can add that as well if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on continue. And now it says want to allow employers to find you on Indeed. Obviously, I'm going to keep it on searchable and I'm going to click on continue. You can keep your obvious look private if you want to. That depends on you. But I'm not going to keep it private. I'm going to keep it public so people can actually see what my portfolio looks like. And now it says, what are you looking for in your next job? Okay. So we have this, we have minimum base pay. I'm gonna go ahead and add a remote setting as well. So you can add a remote setting if you want to, add your work schedule and simply click on finish. And now it says your Indeed resume is ready to share. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to profile and here we have our resume. Now, if you want, you can actually download this resume. And if you download this resume, you can use it anywhere else if you want to as well. So here we have our resume. Pretty straightforward, pretty neat and clean, and just looks really incredible in my opinion. So, that's the benefits of creating a resume on Indeed, that obviously you don't have to do a lot of work. Indeed does most of the work for you. And secondly, what happens is that you not only show your capabilities on Indeed, but you can also save this resume and send it out to other people. All right. So once we've done this, basically we have created our resume and we're pretty much, good to go with the whole, job finding process. So now what we're going to do is basically in everything that you do on Indeed, it's going to basically ask you for a description. So it straight away gives you options to choose from. Basically, Indeed straight away gives you options to choose from. And once you choose them from there on out, it makes a proper resume with a proper format and all the proper structures and everything. But if you create a resume from the softwares that I'm going to tell you, trust me, it's going to make it so well. And it's also going to make it a pretty decent look with descriptive and everything, so it's going to be pretty well. So what you can do is you can use softwares like CVS softwares, like Canva, ChatGPT, etc. And obviously those softwares are more on the design side. You can create a more design worthy portfolio. You can create a more design worthy CV or resume for, people to actually get a good and, a decent idea on how you're going to work with this. So now that we've talked about it, we're going to come over to home. And now what you can do is you can start searching for jobs. So to search for jobs, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to come to title or words. I'm going to go to work from home, city or state. I'm going to choose this. I'm going to click on find jobs. And as you can see, it starts giving us all these different types of jobs according to our sectioning and according to the settings that we gave it. All right. So these are things that you're going to want to keep in mind. And one more thing is that you can also go ahead and get a pretty decent idea about what and where to get your job on, because Indeed actually gives you a pretty decent idea. So I'm going to go to work from home. I'm not going to add a location, and we get tons and tons of jobs represented to us over here. And you can simply go ahead and choose whatever type of job you think works best for you. That obviously depends on you. Okay, that depends on the type of fun look you want to go with, or the type of job you think works best and well for you. Okay, that's the vibe you want to go with your job. Then moving on, here when we go to profile, it says things like improve your job matches. Okay, so you can go over to qualifications and add all these things where you can, add your recent work experience. So job title, obviously senior programmer. Okay. And once we add that, we have education. You can add your level of education. I'm going to go with master's. Okay. You can also add your field of study, etc. Then we have skills. Okay. Let's go with coding. Years of experience. Let's go with 6 years. Click on save. Then add licenses, add certifications, languages, etc. Then we have job preferences. Obviously, what kind of job would you prefer? Would it be a voiceover artist, a coder, software manager? So, any of the above. So that depends on what kind of job you're actually looking for, what kind of job you think will, actually scour you in the high ranks of the hierarchy of today's jobs. You know, this is what you're basically differentiating over here. So, obviously, choose the option that you think is correct and will match and mix well for you. So, I'm going to go ahead to hide jobs with these details as well. So it's going to basically hide jobs asking for qualifications or preferences, okay? And ready to work is basically I'm available to start immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on as well. That is also a very important setting to have, okay? Because it gives the, employer a reference that, okay, so if I want this person right now to start right away, they're pretty much locked and loaded to go right ahead. Now, obviously, when you're on Indeed, you can search up different things like different jobs and all the whatnots when it comes to your career, because it actually gives you very decent places to find work in and decent places with actually good salaries. So you're going to obviously go ahead and do a lot of searching when it comes to all of this. Okay. So let's say if I were to go to company reviews, you can find great places to work over here. Like, let's say we have all these companies in my country that gives quite good reviews in sections like these. Okay. And you can also search for different salaries for yourself. So you can discover your earning potential. So let's say I'm going to go with a job title like programmer. Okay. I'm going to go with programmer. Okay. And once we search a programmer, I'm going to click on search. And once we click on search, as we can see, the average programmer salary per month is this much. And per hour, obviously, you can switch it up to this much. So, that's decent pay. But if you want to go more ahead, you're going to want to change your country, obviously. So let's say I'm going to go with the American country, okay? So you can switch over to the United States. And also, if you want to actually switch over to other countries, what you're going to do is you're going to go to their Indeed, okay? So let's say I'm going to go to US's Indeed program. And once you go to US Indeed program, it's going to give you different types of currencies in different ways. Obviously, because as I told you in the start of the video, the currencies that change with Indeed are, dependent on the main, you could say, region it depends in. Okay. And the region your basic jobs depend a lot according to the work you're going to put into them. So again, these are things you're going to want to keep a lookout for because these are mainly things that are going to scour you into the top ratings of Indeed and how you're actually going to find decent jobs on Indeed through these. Okay. So, go ahead, check the price that you're going to get for your main programming sections. And here, as you can see, there's this job that says next JavaScript programmer. You can actually see the details for this job and, how this job is going to be viewed, etc. And again, you can come to different companies. So we have DevZinc over here. Now, this is the huge programming company in my country. Okay, the software on this company is huge. They give a lot of pay, pretty famous for their pays, and they generally help you out a lot when it comes to basic programming. Okay, so you're gonna want to keep an idea of all of this as well. Now, moving on. Once the DevSync company loads up, what you can do is you can get into recurring details of this company as well with different comparisons of different types of workings. And there's obviously different conundrums in these as well when you're obviously in Indeed. Indeed goes ahead and uses your resume accordingly to the companies you search up. So let's say if I have a resume for a graphic designer or voiceover artist and I'm looking at companies that are, in coding, coding sections, then I'll generally get quite less searches, okay? Whereas if I am actually a person who is, who has a resume of a coder, a programmer, a software engineer, in that case, what happens is that the jobs you find are coding related as well. So it's all one big circle. It all works well with each other. So you're going to want to keep an idea and you're going to want to keep in mind of all of this. So yeah, generally this is the main idea of Indeed, how you're going to build a resume and how you're actually going to look for a job accordingly to your region and sections. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for this video. So if you enjoyed watching, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, do let me know down in the comments below and I'll be making a whole lot more for you. Till then, that is all from me, and I'll be seeing all of you wonderful people in the very next video. Have a great and incredible day. Goodbye.